Today's lesson is going to be about the right usage of some and any. The two most often used words in English and is very confusing words too. Where to use some and where to use any. And how not to make mistakes in this. And this is what we are going to learn in today's video. Hey everyone, I'm Charumati and you're watching Learning English Made Simple, one of the simplified English learning platforms in YouTube. If you are looking for a communication development program for your child, if you are looking for ways to develop your child's confidence, do you want to improve your own communication, your leadership skills, soft skills or personality development, you can reach us on the number that you see on the screen. We have group classes and one-on-one classes for all of you out there. So, let's get into today's lesson. Some and any. How to use some and how to use any. Where to use them and where not to use them. All these doubts will be clarified towards the end of this video. So, watch the video fully and towards the end you also have a quiz to attend to make sure that you have learnt everything correctly. So, before we start the lesson, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. Because not only this lesson, but we have a lot of useful lessons coming up in the future. And if you don't want to miss out, do click on the subscribe button and press the bell icon next to it. So you'll be the first person to get all the videos that we post regularly. So let me tell you how this video is going to be. First, I'm going to tell you the rules of using some, the rules of using any, and some examples. And the second part of this video is going to be about exceptions. Yes, like any other rule in English, we have exceptions here too. So we are going to see those exceptions on using some and any. And finally, we are going to have the quiz. So let's get started. Both some and any are used for plural uncountable nouns. For example, let's see some sentences. I want to buy some bread from the shop. I think I have to make some new friends in my school. There is some problem in my computer. I think I should call up the person to get it serviced. So here, if you see, all these are positive sentences. So that means we use the word some for positive and affirmative sentences. Whenever the sentence is positive, otherwise called as affirmative. Affirmative means positive sentences for those who do not know. So for the positive and affirmative sentences, we use the word some. And now let's see any. Any is generally used for interrogative sentences, which means question. Whenever you ask a question to someone, we use the word any. And whenever there is a negative sentence, we use the word any. As we saw before, some is used for positive and affirmative sentences, whereas any is used for negative and interrogative sentences. So let's see some examples for any. Do you have any work today? Do you have any exams next week? No, I don't have any exams next week. No, I do not have any work today. So if you see all these sentences, if the sentence is in a negative tone, we use the word any. If the sentence is a questioning word, if it is a questioning sentence, if it's an interrogative sentence, we use the word any. So these are the common basic rules. Some for positive and affirmative sentences and any for negative and interrogative sentences. So the first part of the video ends here. Hey wait, don't leave the video. We have the exceptions and the quiz for you. So the exceptions are very important. So now let's see the exceptions one by one. I'm going to give you 3 exception rules for using some and any. You have to pay a little more attention for the exceptions because they are very, very important and they can be sometimes tricky too. So watch it carefully. So we are going to see the exceptions now. As like any other grammar rules, as like any other spelling rules in English, here also we have some exceptions to use some and any. Let's see one by one. The first exception is we use the word some in questions as well. If you would have seen my previous part of the video, I told you some is used for positive and affirmative sentences while any is used for negative and questioning sentences. But now the first exception is some will be used in questions too, where you expect the answers to be positive. If you know this person is going to agree to your question, you use the word some in a question. Let's see an example. Can you lend me some sugar? Can you give me some money? In these places, if you know that the person would agree to your request, you ask the word So in these places, when you expect the answer to be S from the person you ask this question, you will use the word some in few questions as well. This is an exception number 1. Now let's see the exception number 2, and it is for any. As we were discussing before, any is used for questions and negative sentences. The exception here being we use any in some positive sentences as well. But the exception is the sentence should have words like hardly, rarely, without. If these words are used in the sentence, we can use the word any in positive sentences too. For example, I hardly do any workout. Here it's a positive sentence. The structure of this sentence is positive, but we use the word any because it implies that we hardly do that, which means I don't do that. The word hardly helps the word any to be present in this sentence. Some more examples like he has barely any hair left on his head. Here all these sentences are positive, but we use the word any with the help of the words like hardly, rarely, barely. These are words which means a negative meaning, but the word sounds positive. So we use any in these sentences. Now let's see the third exception. Exception number 3. The third exception is, before seeing the third exception, we will have to go back to the beginning of the lesson. If you have listened carefully, I told you we use some and any in plural uncountable nouns. So that way, the third exception is we use the word any in positive sentences where it is a countable noun. For example, we can visit any shop that you want. You can take any dress from my wardrobe. We can play any game that you like. Here, if you carefully notice, any dress, any shop, any game, all these are singular countable nouns. So here we use the word any. So these are the 3 exceptions. So let me list down the 3 exceptions quickly one by one. We use some in questions where you expect positive answers. We use the word any in positive sentences with the help of words like hardly, barely, rarely, if the sentence has a countable singular noun. So these are the 3 exceptions, but otherwise we use the word some in positive and affirmative sentences, and we use the word any in negative and interrogative sentences. So I hope the video made you clearly understand about the usage of some and any, and also the exceptions one by one in detail. And we saw examples for each one of this for your better understanding. Now you have a small quiz. So do attend the quiz to make sure that you understood the video. In case if you feel you're not able to do the test that well, watch the video once again from the beginning and then try your test. You can definitely do it. It's just the interest and the concentration which is required to learn any lesson. So enjoy the test and do comment the answers of the test in the comment box below. I am going to reply to all your comments. So do comment. Let's learn together and let's grow together. You're watching Learning English Made Simple with me, Charumati. See you. Bye-bye.